Stop scrolling, because for the first time in decades, the phrase World War III is trending again. Not in conspiracy forums, but in serious geopolitical discussions. And the reason isn't hysteria. It's alignment. Right now, multiple global flashpoints are active at the same time. Russia and Ukraine are still locked in a prolonged war. NATO countries are supplying advanced weapons. Russia has shifted into wartime production mode. Europe is rearming at the fastest pace since the Cold War. Germany alone approved over 100 billion euros for military modernization. That's not symbolic, that's structural. Now move to the Middle East. Tensions between Israel and Iran remain volatile. Iranian-backed groups operate across Lebanon, Syria, Iraq, and Yemen. The Red Sea has experienced shipping disruptions. The Strait of Hormuz, where nearly 20% of global oil flows, remains one of the most sensitive choke points on Earth. Any miscalculation there affects the entire global economy instantly. Now zoom out to Asia. China has intensified military drills around Taiwan. Aircraft incursions into Taiwan's air defense zone are now routine. The United States continues naval operations in the South China Sea. Taiwan produces over 60% of the world's semiconductors and over 90% of the most advanced chips. A conflict there wouldn't just be regional. It would hit global technology, manufacturing, and financial markets within days. Then there's North Korea. Ballistic missile testing continues. Military exercises between the US and South Korea have expanded. The peninsula remains technically at war. Now add something else. Global military spending has crossed $2.2 trillion, the highest in history. Countries are not just talking about defense, they are building capacity. So the question becomes, is this the early stage of a global war? History gives us a warning. World War I did not start because leaders wanted a world war. It started because alliance systems locked countries into automatic responses. One assassination triggered mobilizations. Mobilizations triggered fear. Fear triggered war. World War II did not begin overnight either. It evolved through regional aggression that the world failed to contain early enough. So what makes today different? Nuclear deterrence. The United States, Russia, and China understand that direct confrontation would be catastrophic. That's why today's conflicts are mostly proxy wars. Indirect, regional, contained. But here's where the danger lies. Escalation rarely starts intentionally. It starts with miscalculation, a missile misinterpreted, a drone strike that hits the wrong target, a naval collision in contested waters, a base attack that activates treaty obligations. Modern warfare moves faster than diplomacy, that increases risk. Now let's talk economics. Because in 2026, war doesn't just mean tanks and jets. It means oil shocks. If a major escalation hit multiple regions at once, oil prices would spike, stock markets would drop sharply, shipping insurance would surge, gold would rally, inflation would re-explode. The global economy right now is not built for another shock. Debt is high. Inflation only recently cooled. Consumer savings are thinner. A global military escalation today would hit harder economically than in previous decades. But here's the important part. A full-scale World War III scenario is still unlikely. Not impossible, but unlikely. Why? Because major powers are still avoiding direct confrontation. The US and Russia are not fighting each other directly. The US and China are not shooting at each other. Iran and Israel operate in shadow conflict, not declared total war. What we are seeing is something different, a multipolar power transition. The world is shifting from one dominant superpower system to a more contested global structure, and transitions like that are unstable. Not necessarily catastrophic, but unstable. The real risk is not immediate global war. It is cumulative escalation. More weapons, more actors, more flashpoints, less margin for error. So are we heading toward World War III? Right now, the world is tense, not collapsing, divided, not detonated, armed, but restrained. The next key indicators to watch are clear. Direct combat between nuclear powers, closure of major global shipping routes, formal treaty activation like NATO Article 5, full national mobilization, announcements. Until those happen, we remain in a high-tension environment, not a world war. But history teaches something critical. Wars don't begin with certainty. They begin when miscalculation meets momentum. And right now, the margin for miscalculation is smaller than it has been in decades. So the real question is not, has World War III started? The real question is, are global leaders managing risk effectively or accumulating it? Because in geopolitics, accumulation is what eventually breaks systems. And that's what serious analysts are watching right now.